I gave it to him.
How you doing, guys? I'm Troye Bullock here live from the Milken Global Institute, Global Conference.
Daniel Wright.
And I'm Darius Baxter.
And we are Good
Projects.
So today we're coming to you live from the Milken Institute Global Conference, and we're going to be playing the wooden block game. We're going to be talking about how to build a meaningful life and what that means to us, what that means to our company, Good Projects, which is the 501c3 entity in D.C. that works with at-risk youth in the juvenile justice system.
Yep.
So who wants to go first?
You.
I'm first. I'll pop it off.
Pop it off, man.
I think we practiced with this one.
You're going easy.
Yeah. The last time we played this, we were in
At a bar? We took shots with these last time.
yeah, well,
No
this
drinks.
isn't a drinking game.
Drinks.
This is more about building a meaningful life.
All right, number one.
Here we go.
All right, so number one. And I'll ask the question
So who
to
answers?
whoever I want.
All right. Oh, you got to put it back on top?
Oh.
There we go.
So, Darius,
Yes, sir.
how do you build a meaningful life? Well, how do you define building a meaningful life?
I don't know. It's interesting because I think we're in a really cool position that we're fresh out of college. We got to start our own business. And I don't know about you guys. Actually, I do know about you guys. I don't feel like we've worked a day in our life, meaning that we get to wake up every single day and pursue our passions and have a great time doing it and do it amongst each other, as friends.
Yeah. I would say one word: investment. And personal investment, investing in other people. Just like you said, investing in our passions, right? And that's how we give back to the kids we work with. That's how we give back to our communities. That's how we give back to our parents and our friends and our teachers and our coaches that have sacrificed so much for us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Who's up next? We can keep
So
this
go.
going.
We can just keep it. I want to get through the game. I want a winner here. We can ask the question.
Danny's about to lose right now.
I'm that.
Early.
number one,
Again.
Troye, how do you define a meaningful life?
You know, we kind of talk about what are you living for? You just living to die. You know, you heard that in a couple songs, couple rap songs. And at this conference, there's a lot of people in finance, a lot of money, and a lot of, different companies. But I think for me, it's not about the money. Of course, I want a big house and I want to support my kids and provide for them.
Yeah.
But it's about the legacy I leave. And I think that legacy is, helping others. And I think building a meaningful life really means building someone else's life, along with yours. So when I die, I want to be remembered for, helping others and building the youth that we work with. And it wouldn't have any meaning if I didn't, create another life and build that out. So
Should definitely keep that there. What legacy do you want to leave, Darius?
Man. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Yes.
A.K.A. Iron Man. No, man. I think you look at a lot of the people that came before us, especially in this space. These are big picture people, but you got the Gandhis. You have the Martin Luther Kings. You got the Malcolm X. People that came in and made these huge, huge cultural shifts in regards to certain populations and communities. And when I look at my own legacy, I want to always be a vessel for others, but more so, I just want to leave that same type of legacy. And I'm going to ask Troye, can you help me out a bit? Because
I don't know if I can. That would be cheating.
You just bring the whole.
Okay,
that would be cheating.
I can shift it around. I thought it was glued to the table.
It's on a platform.
All right, here we go. All right, 3. What is the best example that you have seen of an individual, company, philanthropist, or government helping others to build meaningful lives? I think this one I'm going to ask to Troye. I think this fits perfectly in line with our Credible Messenger initiative.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think that's government. I think that's government and individual. I mean, us as individuals, us as credible messengers. I mean, that's a great example. But as a government agency in DYRS in DC, changing the strategy with youth rehabilitation from, I guess, how do I want to say this, the institutional detention center, punishment type of thing to a more therapeutic, clinical youth development type of thing. I think that's the best example I could see, because I know all of us growing up, we had our troubles. You know, we might have been in the streets, we might have been getting in trouble, we might have been, you know, doing things we weren't supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, we still were able to go to Georgetown, go to the private schools and do well. And for most of our kids, I know for me, I see a lot of myself in them. They hang out with the same people, they do some of the same things. It's just that they got caught doing them. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time, hanging with the wrong person. And I was there. I know we were there. And to give them a second chance and create a more rehabilitative second chance developmental aspect in D.C., I think that's the best example of a government agency, you know, setting that example.
Yeah, and I can really appreciate, I know with us and D.C. government, they gave us a shot.
Yeah,
like being completely honest.
They did.
You know, 3 young, and let's not be naive here, 3 young black guys,
22.
fresh out of school.
22.
You were 22 at the time. Danny and I were both 23.
I was 21 at the time.
Oh, 21 at the time. Yeah. So it's like, for them to give us the opportunity they gave us to run a mayoral initiative, like, that's crazy. Yeah. But in them taking that risk, the success that we've had, I think kind of shows to government agencies, you know, or not just government agencies, but the private sector as well, and foundations and other organizations. Sometimes it's good to take a risk on the young people with new ideas. Yeah. You know, that passion is going to take them a lot farther, especially when you put, in our case, you put the support systems around them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Facebook was just the idea.
Yeah. And for all those out there, DYS stands for Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services.
Yeah,
big time. I'm going to give one more example of person. Frank Luntz.
Oh, man. Shout out Frank Luntz.
We would not be here without Frank Luntz.
Yeah. Frank Luntz, yes.
You know, he's invested a lot of time and resources in us, and I think that when we look at the communities we come from, it's more than just throwing money at the issues. It's more than just you know, trying to give resources, but it's being able to invest your time. You know, a young person doesn't know what to do or how to do it until you actually invest that time and show them the ropes.
Exactly.
And then also give them access, right? We wouldn't be here at all without him. We've met so many people. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just think back to the conversation that we had with Mike Milken a year ago, when this whole thing was just an idea.
Don't go to jail doing good.
Don't go to jail doing good. But besides that, it was that for someone of his stature to sit down with us
for 2 hours.
For 2 hours. He didn't know us. But to say, you know what, it's something about you young guys that I believe in. And as another person, you see, he gave us a shot. And the investment, obviously, we have a long way to go, but the investment is paying off at this point.
Facts.
I did.
All right.
You know,
take my shot.
You keep choosing the easy ones.
I keep choosing the easy ones. All right, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna just go
You gotta wiggle it a little bit.
And these blocks are not the easiest. Did we glue these?
it's 3.
Same question. All right,
You
change it. You gotta manipulate it. You gotta change it around.
What's the best example that you've seen of an individual company philanthropist helping others to build meaningful lives?
Yes. You gotta come up with your own question.
What is the best example that you have seen in the last 2 months?
You gotta put that back up top. Come on, man.
Of you helping somebody build a meaningful life.
Ooh, that's you.
Ooh.
This is what we do.
This is what we do.
There's
a lesson you taught.
This was something that I wasn't even expecting. So there's a young man that works with a young woman that's on, like, that I directly work with. It's her brother. And I'm dropping her off at her house after one of our sessions, and he comes out to me. I'm in a suit, mind you. I'm 23 years old. I'm not that old. He's looking at me. He's like, what do you do? And I'm sure we get this question all the time. I'm like, I own my own business. He's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 23. I went to school. I give him the spiel. He's like, how do I do that? This is a 19-year-old kid. I'm like, I'll show you. He's like, all right, I'll do whatever it takes. I was like, all right, be up at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and you can ride with me, and we'll do some stuff. He's like, all right. He calls me at 7 o'clock, like, hey, you still coming? I'm ready. So that's a small example of how we've become living testaments, like, of our communities. For we're not that much older than the people that we're engaging with on a daily basis. And for him, it was seeing a young brother that looked like him, that was dressed to a T, like doing what he needed to do, and he's like, I want to be like that guy. And I think that's the most powerful thing about us, is that these kids can see themselves in us on a daily basis.
So real quick, one last question for you two. Before we wrap it up, what's something that you all want to leave this audience watching with us, Facebook Live, about us? What's one thing you want to tell them?
I think one thing I would say is, for those who want to do something, do it. Take that risk, because just last year we were 3 college students in our dorm room with not much of a plan after graduation. I mean, we had some plans, but we just had some ideas, and now we're here. We're at this conference. We're doing well. We're operating. We are building meaningful lives with youth who really, really need it. So take that risk. And to those who are on top, take that risk and invest in companies like this and talk to them and learn from them. Reverse mentoring is something that we've been talking about today, and I think it will really help, the older generation to listen to the younger guys and innovate.
I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say be inspired. Talking to all the young college folks out there, we did it when we was in college. Everyone had so many different ideas. Jump out there.
I would say, pay attention to the small things that you're learning, because those small things translate into much larger things in the long run. Like, this is a very rough example, but we used to organize parties in school, and you would think okay, that's not a skill that can then translate into the business world. Yeah. But it's like now, on a day-to-day, we're organizing an event here, an event there, and use those same skills. So, like I said, it's a rough example, but understand that everything you're learning as a young person then translates to the bigger stage. Your social media handles, that's the skills that people can use there. Organization skills, community engagement skills, speaking skills, writing skills.
Yeah.
Facts.
Appreciate all that.
That's how you build a meaningful life.
That's how you build a meaningful life. Joke. We joking.
Thanks for having us. Good projects. Facebook Live at Milken Institute Global Conference.